Hey y'all, hey. Let's see. Alright, let's start here. And then, yeah, you can hear me. Alrighty, so I know I'm late, but your girl never fails, okay? Coming with the rhymes, but yeah, so tonight is Sunday service. Okay, so I'm gonna give you like some of the things that we do in Sunday service. Hold on. Let's get started. All right, bear with me, y'all. I'm trying to use my iPad, and I suck on my iPad. There we go. So tonight, so the goals of Sunday service is simply like to discuss spiritual topics, to help find spiritual healing, find a support group, and like a book club. So we do this every first and the third Sunday. So like we don't meet up every Sunday, but it's every first and third Sunday. Now, the way that you call in, you have to be a member. A membership costs just $2.99. You guys can check the description. I mean, the community tab, and click on the link there. So resources. So always go to ltspiritual.com for all your resources if you need anything. I post a lot of stuff on there. I do blogs. I also do. I mean, I post a lot on there. So always check out ltspiritual.com. So on ltspiritual.com, I have spiritual products. I do rituals, blogs, readings, energy healing. I am Reiki certified. Weekly ancestor burns and healing candles, or blessing candles. That's under Sunday service. I do that every Sunday. I also have tarot classes, and I sell workbooks on there for tarot. I also do events, and I have an app on there as well. I don't know why my thing don't want to go to the next page. Okay. So we do book recommendations. What I'm gonna do is let y'all start emailing me your book recommendations, and we'll post them. So the book that we read this week was The Secret. So that's the book that we read this month. We're gonna actually change our books next time. So we're gonna discuss The Secret this month, and then next month we're going to read a different book. So the next 2 weeks, all the way up to November 30th, we'll read The Secret, and then on our first Sunday, we'll talk about more about The Secret, and we'll talk about like what our new book will be. So The Secret is all about like changing your mind, how we think, how we speak, and how we talk, right? So when I read the book, a lot of things I noticed with the book was it was like, your thought process, like how you think. You know how like you be like, okay, um, say if you're driving your car and you be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get a ticket. Oh no, I'm not gonna get a ticket. I'm not gonna get a ticket, even though you may not have insurance. You like, I'm not gonna get a ticket. And so the secret like teaches you like to not even think like that. Like to change because the secret says like if you say, oh, I'm not gonna do something, that means that you're manifesting for something to happen. So the secret energy is all about like changing that, and like saying a different thing. Say, you can say like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a safe travel with no police, no car problems." Like speaking those type of things in existence instead of saying, "I'm not gonna have something." So like when I was reading The Secret, those are the things I was seeing. Like it was like instead of saying like, "I'm gonna have a bad day," but like you speak life into your day. Like I'm gonna have a very positive day. I'm going to have a very healing day. I'm going to have unexpected blessings coming my way. So it's like trying to reprogram your mind where you like just speak like a lot of positivity here, instead of like being in this energy like I'm not gonna have this, you know. So it really like helps you reprogram like how you think, reprogram how you speak. I said talk on here, it's the same thing. I didn't mean to put talk. But it is, hey, it's all about like just reprogramming. So say for instance, another thing too, you may be like say if you have a partner and you may be like or you're trying to manifest a partner and you may be like, this not gonna ever work, or I'm never gonna get love. Like if you say that, that's what you're manifesting. But instead of that, it's like saying, I'm gonna get the love life of my dreams. My man gonna treat me like this and that. Like, or and I'm gonna get the partner of my dreams. You know, like it's all about shifting that energy here instead of actually like just focusing on um the negative. You're all about like, I'm gonna get this positive energy. I'm gonna get the love I want. I'm gonna get the happiness I want, right? Instead of like saying I'm gonna get like I don't I'm never gonna get the love, or he's never gonna love me, right? Like you're manifesting that, and it's like that book. I think it was like for me, I bought it on Audible. It was like a 5 hour read, but it's pretty much just like helping you rethink. Um, it's something called like CBT, and I'm usually not a fan of CBT, but I'm one of those people that I know what CBT is, and I'm usually not a fan of it. But like a lot of this is like CBT, like retraining your thoughts. I do feel like I'm a person that feels like you can retrain your thoughts all day, but there is this energy like you need. It's some things that you need to change. You know, like you absolutely need to heal from some situation. If I had trauma in my life, I could act like all day that, and this is me, y'all, I'm just being me. But I can act like all day that didn't happen. But if I get those triggers, um, all the positive thinking in the world ain't gonna help me on those triggers. Like I could say, I could speak. I mean, it helps a little bit, but I do feel like you have to actually heal from the problem. Not every problem. Every problem doesn't need like something called DBT and all this other stuff. Y'all can look it up. But where you just like processing those emotions, every problem doesn't need that. But CBT, which is this is what this book is based off of, like retraining your thoughts. Like if you feel like that's amazing for you, and like I do feel like speaking like positivity into existence is very helpful, and that's what the secret was helped me with. It was like speaking like changing how my I speak trash. I be talking real ratchet, okay? Like, and I know that, and I'm just talking, y'all, but I know I speak real ratchet because, like, my environment, okay? I'm from something called the Ratchet City. So, like, I speak real ratchet. Like, I be like, positivity, like, I have to retrain my mind for positivity, you know. And still like I still struggle from like what has happened in my past and like how something affects me in my future, you know. Like I'm still struggling with that. And so like this book here, it was helping me. um it helps me like retrain my mind a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that I do want us to like focus on more like manifestation books like this. I feel like this book here was like the first step where, you know, you kind of like you retrain your mind, you know. Like it's that first step. And so I do feel like I talk a lot of negative head trash, and like I need to like change how I think on that. I don't know if y'all actually got the opportunity to read the book here, but if you have, like, what have y'all learned? Like, the my first question is, in what ways will you work on having a more positive mindset? Like, I want y'all to think about that. Like, what ways would y'all work on having a more positive mindset? For me, I'm gonna think twice about those negative thoughts. You know, like if I say a negative thought, I used to play this little game a while ago. If I say a negative thought, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say three things. Three positive things to counteract the negative thoughts. I would just try to like keep like repeating like the positive stuff because I know like learning like how to think more positive is a task. I'm not fake. I'm real. I'm real realistic when it comes to that. Like I know like retraining your mind is hard, and like especially like this week is all about manifestation, and I think that the only way that we're going to be able to manifest some good stuff in our life is like reprogramming your mind. And I'm not going to lie, it takes a lot of healing, you know, like you have to do a lot of healing to reprogram your mind. It's not something that just like happens overnight. So I am going to start like you're gonna see more on this channel. I'm gonna put more stuff on here to help you like retrain your mind. I do things like in ways that you can retrain your mind is like I think like you could do like meditation like in the secret, like one of the things she said is like she used like meditation, visual boards and stuff like that to help retrain her mind. And I do think that like sometimes you just have to spend time, like you probably have to spend time daily, like maybe an hour a day, to like have more. Hey, IJ, to have more positive thoughts. You know, it's like you got to really put that effort in there. And like I said, sometimes you need other stuff. Sometimes you need things like DBT, or like I said, you need DBT. You need like, cause the secret is basically on the philosophy of this, like I said, CBT. So sometimes you need a little more, you know, you need a little healing, and we will talk about healing. I just want to like ease us into it. That's why I need y'all to read these books and like do the homework, because I'm gonna ease us into like working on some of that hard stuff and like really shedding, so we can like really be in this manifesting energy here. So I really do want y'all to think about in what ways will you work on having a more positive mindset. Like, is there anything that you can think of? Okay. I don't know why it won't show me y'all like messages and stuff. But so think about, hold on, I'm sorry y'all. Let me go grab my other device because it's not showing me y'all messages. Hold on one second. It just went away all of a sudden. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I didn't even realize I didn't even hit the the button. I'm just talking to this thing. So I was saying that, yeah, think about ways you will work on having a more positive mindset. I think the way to do that is be more realistic, right? And look at like some of your negative thoughts. Like maybe sometimes you gotta be realistic with yourself. Write your negative thoughts down. You may need like two or three pieces of paper, but write them down and see like um how many negative thoughts you have versus how many positive thoughts you have. You know, because that's important to like recognize like, are you putting out more positivity in this world, or are you literally putting more negative energy? And if you're not where you want to be at, then that would make sense, because you're actually like telling the universe like, give me more negative stuff, give me more negative stuff, instead of telling the universe like, give me more positive stuff. And I feel like the secret here, it helps with that, because it kind of like, it just helps you retrain your brain where you have more positivity. So our next question is, okay, how have changing your mindset set help you manifesting, or helped you with um typos here? How did changing your mindset helped you with manifesting? Well, like when I'm manifesting something, I know that if it's something I want, I have to keep speaking it into existence. It's not something that I'm able to just think it. Even like when I do, like, as I told you guys, I do candle work and stuff like that. And I have to keep talking to my candle. I can't just say, spend 5 minutes and say, I need my candle to give me a new job, or give me new love. Like, no. Like, I think that you have to work your candle, and the way that you work your candle is through manifesting. Like saying those positive thoughts. If you're not um saying, and oh yeah, y'all can call in. Like, the number is in the community tab. But if I'm not saying those positive thoughts, or saying those positive things, then I'm not going to manifest what I want. I learned that. Like, it's like if I'm burning a 14-day candle, and that's an extremely long candle, but if I'm burning a 14-day candle, then guess what? I need to be speaking positive affirmations in that candle every day. Like, I just can't be like, okay, well, it's 14 days. Hey, girl, I no recommend that book. Yeah, it is a good book. I think it is a great book to start with. Um, but like, yeah, so I know that for a fact that if I'm trying to manifest something, especially if I'm doing candle work, I'm not gonna be able to just say, "Oh my gosh, I said 5 minutes worth or 20 minutes worth." It's like, if I feel like candle work is best when, yes, I believe that too. Um, I feel like candle work is best when, like candle work, doing like sweetener jars, is those are great things. Like, for people who have anxiety that really want to change, it's like, baby, if you pick a 3-day candle, okay, and you just speak every time you have like a thought about that situation, and you go to that candle or that jar, and you say, I'm gonna use Diamond as an example. S finna call me today, and he gonna talk about like us being together, and him leaving that situation alone, and me leaving my situation alone. I'm picking on you, but I'm not picking on you. And so every day, I mean, every time she thinks that thought, I'm a S gonna call me today, and we're gonna have this conversation about him walking away from his situation, me walking away from my situation, and having a game plan of being together. And you say that every time into that candle, every time you have that thought, you go talk to that candle, or you go shake that jar. You're putting that energy in there, that's what you want. You have like, and even if you be a little shaky with your intentions. Like if you keep saying it every time you think that, like, oh, it may not work, but you're saying in your mind, like, I'm gonna put this intentions in here, like it, like we gonna be together, like we gonna be together, we gonna be happy together, he ain't gonna be with his situation, and you can change it up every time, right? It don't really have to be the exact same thing, but every time you have those thoughts and you speak it into that candle, like um you manifesting. I mean, another thing is too, like, to think about, like, okay, so if you feel like your situation is going to take more magic, more energy, right, then you get a 14-day candle or a 7-day candle. If you feel like this ain't nothing, this ain't no real situation, I'm gonna just get a 3-day candle or a 1-day candle. You can burn a candle, you can buy a candle. There's so many different ways you can do things, but you can buy a candle and light it every day until it go out for 1 hour. Cause like it's gonna take a lot of time and energy. You may feel like I ain't got nothing but 1 hour to speak over this candle or watch this candle a day. So I'm gonna speak what I want into existence for 1 hour every day. Right? It's like all about you, like you have to understand, like you have the ability to manifest, and using your resources, like what the universe has provided you, like candle work, herbs, all of that helps you manifest faster. So a lot of people have anxiety. A lot of people, and I know y'all have anxiety because y'all be calling in. Y'all be tuning in every time I have a live. So it's like a lot, and I have anxiety. I'm one of those people too. So every time, but every time I every time, I have anxiety and I'm doing candle work, I'm going to sit there. Like, there's so many different things that you can use, like scriptures. Like, if you're a person, and I am that person too, I use scriptures, Psalms, Proverbs. Those are really good for, like, bringing in something quick. You know, there's something called the Book of Psalms. I'm going to add that on the community tab. Like, the Book of Psalms, I think it's called the Spell Book of Psalms or something like that. But it basically has spells. You speak that over and over. Like, I got that book in the other room, and like it helps you manifest. It's like, what do you have to recognize, like, what do you believe in? Sometimes it's like, what's your foundation? You know, like if my foundation is Christianity, I'm used to reading the Bible and I'm used to praying, right? I'm gonna use that until, and I'm still comfortable with using that now. I'm gonna use that until my situation now. But I think that, like, it works very well when you change your mindset. I think that, like I said, when you're manifesting and doing like a little spiritual work with it, like, you have to keep speaking those affirmations, like, and understand that you are the tool. So knowing that you're the tool, you don't need nothing else. And that's what The Secret was trying to say. Like, you don't need anything else. You can literally just keep doing, like, repeating it all day, repeating it all day, repeating it all day. But me, myself, I like I like candle work. I like working with herbs. Even though I don't have, like, not one bit of herb in me, I still like working with herbs. I like working with Mother Nature because it helps me manifest faster. But you also have to realize that you can do this on your own. You don't need anything else. So I want you to think about, like, how has changing your mindset help you? And if you haven't changed your mindset yet, what ways are you planning on changing your mindset? To like a positive shift. Because in order for you to get the life that you desire, in order for you to heal, it's like at some point you got to say enough is enough, and I'm ready to, like, make this big shift. And I'm gonna do that with my thinking. Like, you can like I'm saying, you can't do nothing else. Like, this is the beginning steps. Like, and it's a huge stuff. You can't do nothing else with, like, manifesting if you don't change how you think. Like, that's important to understand. You have to change how you think here. So I want y'all to post or drop it in the comments, like, Name some things you have manifested. Me myself. I've manifested a car. Every car I've ever had, I manifested. Everywhere I ever lived, I manifested. Now, do it be on my time frame? Not all the time. I would say it's always on God's timing. It's always on your spiritual team timing. But like, I manifest houses. I manifest love. Like, I manifest people calling me. I just like, I be knowing. Somebody. I be speaking into this. Is like, I feel somebody gonna call me, or I want like this person gonna call me. Blah blah blah. They probably had no intentions of calling me, but like, they call me. Manifested jobs. I've said over and over and over, like, okay, this job is gonna call me. Oh, I'm gonna get this job. It's like, and a lot of those things just be thoughts. Like, a lot of those things just be like visualization. Like, I'm visualizing that I'm gonna have that. Some of that stuff, a lot of it too is calendar work. I do a lot of, like, I put my intentions out there. Like, calendar work for me just grounds me, like, for real. Like, because I'm not gonna act like I don't use it, and I'm not ashamed to say I do use it. Like, it grounds me because it makes me put my intentions in there, where I just like really just keep restating those intentions, and I'm putting it out there that that's what I want. So, what's some things that y'all have manifested? Think about it. You said cars, job, people, money. Yeah, I definitely manifested some money. My first car, my first car I bought on my own. This is when I stayed back in Louisiana, and it was this car. It was just sitting on. I was at a used car dealership, and this car was sitting on display. So when I was going to church, every time I went to church, I passed by this car, and I just said, "That's gonna be my car, man. I'm gonna get that car. And I never said I'm gonna get a car like that one. I'm like, I'm gonna get that car. I'm gonna get that car. I'm gonna get that car." And I said it probably for like 6 weeks. Okay, maybe 2 months. It took a little minute. Well, not that long, but and then it's like, okay, we'll tell you how, like, I had this ripple down effect. So I kept, because y'all have to understand, like, sometimes, like, y'all think things are storms, and it's just a way to like get you prepared for your better. So I had this ripple down effect where I had this other car, and it was okay. Okay, it was alright. My mom had bought me that car. It was okay. And something happened where that car like literally caught on fire. But in the like, it was like some wiring inside the hood, and that car, like, the wiring had caught on fire. So I literally was manifesting and losing that car at the same time, because I was like, every week I was like, I'm gonna get that car. Every time I passed by that car, I was like, I'm gonna get that car. I'm gonna get that car. So I had this, you could have said, storm, okay, where I lost the other car, the car I had that it was paid for, and I got the new car, which it didn't have that many miles. I think it had like 15,000 miles or whatever. It was pretty much that same year, and I literally, um, but I had a storm with that other car, because like I told you, it caught on fire. Like somebody, like, I don't even know how it caught on fire, because like I had no problems before that, but the wiring in there with the music, like, it started smoking one day when I had stopped the car, and so I had to get a new car. And so, like, first I went to another dealership, and I got approved for that one, but it was like I was young. The interest rate was kind of high on that one. I went. Some told me just to go ahead and apply to the other car dealership and see like what they wanted. Because first I was like, I don't know if I can get that car or whatever, because it's kind of sporty, blah blah blah. And so I ended up applying for the other car dealership, and I got the car. And so it's like literally I spoke that into existence. Like, I retrained my mind, and I feel like I was probably a better manifester when I was younger. But I'm learning how to tap back into that energy, where I just kept saying, that's my car. Like, I manifested a storm, but yeah, like, I manifested a storm, but I got something positive out of it. And so Like, you be thinking things are storms, but it's like you really telling your spiritual team, like, get this one situation out of my life, clear this one situation out of my life so I can have something new. So say for instance, if I'm manifesting, I don't know, a job, I may have some BS happen with my current job, and then all of a sudden, like, it gives me that fire to make me keep pushing for a new job, right? Make me, like, every day I'm putting in those applications or whatever, and it's like, okay, I'm manifesting something better. And it may be like your spiritual team is just saying, like, it's time to, like, upgrade yourself, you know? So I like this, I just want y'all to think about this week, like, things that you have manifested, because that actually give you the power to keep pushing forward. Like, you be like, okay, well, I manifested that. I'm telling you that every place I have lived at in Texas, I glanced at it and be like, oh, I'm gonna move over there. Oh, I would love to move over there, and I did it. Like, I literally did it. I actually be casually saying this about this area that I really like, that is right outside of it's here in Dallas. It's right outside of, like, Turtle Creek area. It's not Turtle Creek, because Turtle Creek is like millions and millions of dollars. But they have these townhouses that are, like, right outside of it. And I literally, every time I pass by, I said, oh, I would love to stay in those townhouses. I said, oh, I'm gonna stay in those townhouses. And I'm really, like, unconsciously, like, manifesting to live over there, or that being my next, that being my next place of living. So I think, like, you have to kind of, like, power yourself up and understand that, okay, you got, sometimes you got to boost yourself up, like, oh, I did it then, like, now I got to do it now. So I definitely want y'all to think about that. My next question is, like, what are some things that you found to be helpful when it comes to manifesting? Like, I found what I found to be helpful in manifestation is just, like, repeating, you know, like, constantly repeating it, constantly acting as if it's happened even though it isn't happened, or, like, preparing myself for it. Like, they say, like, there's this energy of, like, feng shui or whatever, and they said, like, if you're trying to manifest a partner in your house, that you should start preparing for that partner to be there. Like, so that means that if you the type of person, like my ass, my butt, if you sleep in the middle of the bed, you should sleep on, like, one side of the bed instead of sleeping in the middle of the bed, because, like, who can sleep in the bed with you if you sleep in the middle of the bed? But if you move over and start saying, oh, like, every night, this is like you saying it, oh, I'm making room for my new man, or I'm making room for my new woman, like, she gonna sleep over here, she gonna like the decoration in the house, or he or she gonna like, like, how the TV is. Like, you're preparing yourself for somebody to enter your life instead of, like, living this single life. So it's like you gotta, like, really change. It's all about changing your mindset. It's little things that you can start doing, and it just open up the door for new things. What you say, girl? Hold on. You say, hey. You said, I've probably been manifesting and didn't know it. I started learning about it really young, but I have gotten things I like. I wanted, like, cars, job. Yeah, speaking it into existence. Okay, like, she said I'd be all over the bed. I do too. I don't see, and that's the thing too. I have to, like, um, I have to, I have to start preparing my mind for stuff. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how I manifested somebody calling me today. It was funny because I did the Leo and this Cancer read, right? So I did the Cancer read, and it said something about the Leos coming back in. And I said, I bet somebody gonna call me because look at this, all this Leo energy in the Cancer read. And I said, I bet somebody gonna call me and text me soon. I said, it's probably gonna be. I said they gonna call me this week. 2 hours after I got off of that live, like that Cancer person hit me up, and I was like, oh wow. I said I manifested that, and I had to recognize like that was manifestation because I said it because I seen it in the Cancer read, and I'm like, okay, well I manifested that, you know. Oh, it's okay. Oh, did you? Hold on. All right, can you hear me? RJ, are you here? We see you on the screen. Well, I see you on the screen. All right, IJ, can you hear me? Okay, there we go. IJ, I'm gonna kick you off and then I'm gonna add you back on here. All right, can you hear me? Oh, did you? See, that's what I'm saying. It was good though. It was really good. But it made me like manifest somebody, and I wasn't even trying to manifest them. I was like, but I seen it, and I was like, I bet like this person gonna call me back. Well, not call me back, but they gonna hit me up because I clearly ain't called them. I don't know what's going on with your thing. Let me see one thing. I got the volume up. I think it's on your end though, AJ. I didn't answer. And I'm not going to answer. I really ain't. Because I decided that I want new. And so because I've decided that I wanted new, I don't want that. AJ, you're going to have to hang up and call it again. Because I don't know what's wrong with it. You're like, did you have a good conversation? No. I ain't have nothing. Because I'm like, mm-mm. I didn't even respond. But anyway, Wise wrote that. What? Child, I wrote that so ugly. What are some things that you found helpful? Like, restring. Girl, nobody. Nobody. Let me tell you why I didn't answer the phone too, because I didn't like the way that they text. It was just like, um, I hate when people be like, "Hey, you," like nothing has happened in the past. Like, um, don't hate you, me to death, or don't. What are you doing, me to death? Like, I be feeling like, oh, I ain't gonna lie to you. I be feeling like dudes be having like a roster, and like they literally be going down a list and trying to see who respond to their shenanigans, and I'm like, not on that level. Like, nope. But anyway, so think about that. What are some things that you find helpful? So we're gonna do this next time we come on here, which is what are your favorite songs to listen to for manifesting? Yeah. Um yeah, I don't do that. I really don't do that. You gotta have something more. But I manifested him calling me though. Because I seen it in the cancer read and I said, I wonder if so and so gonna hit me up. Cause like Leo's all in his read. And clearly they did. You gotta keep a positive mindset. You gotta make sure that you know that you're focused. So I want y'all to think of some songs um, that you use to manifest. Now, to keep a positive mind, you said gospel music. Yeah, I've been doing that a little bit. My mom had me like listen to these playlists. I love Sunshine on Me by Lotto. It's just a good song. Like it's a positive song that I use. Yeah, I don't know. Cause I was like looking, I said it's on your end because it's not mine. Maybe you're not hitting the mic thing. I don't know. Let me look on Apple Music and see some other songs I use to manifest. But it really depends. Like if I'm just trying to have a good mood, like I have like a kind of like a workout playlist and like a positive mood playlist, like something I know that's gonna get me happy because it's all about like changing your mindset. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Ooh, and this is old school, but I just added this on here because every time I go into the grocery store and they play Whitney Houston, I'm always like singing and dancing. So I be listening to I Want to Dance with Somebody. Like that's a good song. I want to dance with somebody. That's a good one. Really? You wouldn't expect that sunshine on me? Sunshine on me? But I be needing something to like put me in a positive mood. So I need upbeat stuff. So we got I wanna I be listening to I Wanna Dance with You. Like that's my little workout playlist, but I feel like when I'm sad or something like that, if it's gonna get me off my feet and dancing, then it's a great playlist. I mean, place or song to play. Oh yeah, get ready for your blessings. I've been singing this random song in my head, um, and I'm gonna add this playlist to the community tab. Get ready for your blessings. Um, I've been singing "We Fall Down, but We Get Up." That's a song I've been listening to. Break Every Chain, like just for like a positive mindset. Like that's something I will listen to. Let me see what else I got on my playlist that I want to share. I don't know why I like this song "Yay" um, by Burna Boy, but if I listen to it, it be making me want to dance. Or yeah, yay. I be listening to a little old school stuff. I'm not an old school listener, but this one I'm trying to get in a good mood. "Outstanding" by the Gap Band. Like that's That makes me get up and like want to dance, or get up and, yeah, pretty much want to dance or whatever. Um, okay by JT, like, um, I don't know, something about that song. Um, Afro beats, and what else I be listening to? I don't know if it's called lofi or lo-fi beats. I listen to that like when I'm working. That always put me in a yeah. That always put me in a good mood. Hey girl, like always put me in a good mood. Let me see what other songs. Um, I be listening to Sexy Red, Get It Sexy. Like, yeah, I like Sexy Red. Not all the Sexy Red stuff, but I do like Sexy Red. Cuffin is my favorite song by Beyonce. I think I'm falling in love, but we're gonna talk about that for love manifestation. This is just for like a everyday thing, and I'm gonna add this in the playlist. Yeah, yeah, that's what I listen to. LOFI. I don't know if it's lo-fi beats or lo-fi beats. I have no idea, but you can find it on YouTube or Apple Music. What are the songs y'all listen to? I'm trying to make it just like happy go lucky. Like putting you in a good mood so you can manifest some things. I got a whole, but when we get to the love music, I got a whole playlist. Like for real, for real. Yeah, when she be like, hoes be looking okay. Cause you know, like you killing it. Um, what other music do y'all listen to for like positive affirmations? Now, I used to love this. I like gospel music too. Dorinda Clark, and I feel like anything Dorinda Clark, or anything. Oh, I can't think of her sister name. Karen. Karen Sheard. I think any of those songs or any music from them, you gonna be like singing. Okay, like you're gonna be in a good mood. Like it just puts you in a good mood. You got any old song? I mean, any songs? I said old songs. You got any songs that you want to add so I can add to a playlist? And you know we're gonna do the freaky playlist. Not today though. Not today. Not today. It's this song I can't think of it. It's by Young. It's with Young Miami. And then she be like, "I'm pretty with no makeup." I kept singing that song all day. Pretty with no makeup. No, yeah, I gotta search it in on Apple Music, but it's by my Young Miami. Isaac, did you call back? And can you hear me?
Yeah.
If you
Can
did,
you hear me?
yeah.
I don't
Hi,
know what happened. I had to
Isaac.
reset my computer.
Can you, we can hear you. Finally.
Right, right, right. Um, what's the topic now? I totally got lost.
You said what?
I said, what was the topic now? I totally got lost.
Oh, okay. The topic was, what are some things? It was either what are some things you find helpful, um, or name some things that you have manifested in the past. Either one of those topics.
I think that the thing that I found very helpful is just realizing that everything literally is for my to really think about it that way, especially like you mentioned earlier when you met trying to manifest stuff and it's like it seemed like bad stuff happened first and like, well, why is this happening to me? um, and just realizing that after you get through that storm, the storm just clearing out everything in your way so that when the thing that you wanted happens, it's like, man, I didn't think it would happen this way, but this is better than the way I expected it to happen.
Yeah, that is true. Like that's something I had to realize. I be manifesting so much stuff, and then I be like, why do I be going through the storm right before something good? But it is something that like I've heard people say like, oh, you go through the storm to get to the rainbow. I really low key be wanting to tell God like, you ain't gotta put me through no storm. Just
Shoot,
give me the positive stuff. But I think like that's all growth. But it's like I be manifesting so much, but I do not, absolutely do not like going through the storm to get to the positive stuff.
man, listen, in 2019, like I turned 33, the whole 5 years after that, it was wild because we were going through some. I was working as a substance abuse counselor first, and at that job, we were going through a lot of changes and like a lot of stuff was happening and a lot of turnovers. And one of my co I'll say maybe not even 10 days before my accident, one of my coworkers was walking out because she had just quit. I said, man, I'm not going to stay here for long. And then the 25th, August 25th, I got hit head on uh, by somebody trying to beat traffic. I was hit and I lost that job at the end of December. And that relationship with Leo, that was put on hold for, I'll say, maybe sometime after, in between August and January, February, because that's when she had that incident with that other person. And so all these other things happened. I'm like, man, I'm glad everything went that way because I wouldn't have been in position to, be the Capricorn and everything else happened after that. So I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like all how everything happened before this happened. And so now I'm in position at 38, and I know a lot of good things are going to happen this year, especially. So it's like, man, I'm in the perfect position for everything I wanted to happen to happen.
Do you feel like um do you feel like, okay, since you feel like you're in the position for everything to happen, do you feel like sometime like you realize that um it was always your mindset? Like do you feel like it was the way I was thinking it about that, it was the way I processed that, so that therefore I had that storm to change that mindset, or what?
I go back on. I used to go back and forth between that, between being angry, hurt, and all the stuff happening between that time period. But now on the other side, yeah, I can look back and say, yeah, I needed that shift for my mindset, and also, unconsciously we bring a lot of stuff to us we don't really know that we're bringing to us. So this was like a way to really clarify what I really wanted while going through this, and also, at the same time, now looking back at it, it's a way for me to, to grow in the process to become. Because at the same time, when you're trying to manifest something, you're trying to bring something to you, but also you're trying to become that person that, deserves that thing. So it's all a way for you to believe that you deserve it. Because if you
It's
don't
true.
unconsciously believe that you don't deserve it, you're not going to get it. So sometimes you're put in positions where you're forced to believe that you deserve it, so you can get it.
That's true. So, ironically, I'm writing this paper about because you made me think about it when you said unconsciously. I'm writing this paper about like your conscious versus your subconscious when it comes to like triggers, like being able to say like, okay, I'm present right here, and it talks that I think that helps with like manifesting, because you mentioned that and it just made me think about it.
Yeah,
So it's like
your subconscious rule
being,
everything.
yeah, it's like, okay, so my conscious is ain't nothing really happening right now, because that's because it's what you see, it's what you perceive at that moment, and what I'm seeing is nothing happening. But sometimes, like when you're, what keeps you from like being able to manifest is that subconscious, because you're having those triggers and you're thinking about that past, and that's why it's important to heal. Because if you
Hmm.
can't see it, you get what I'm saying? If you can't see it happening, and I know we're going left, but it's not really left though. It's like if you can't really see it happening before it actually happens, then because you have trauma, it's like you're gonna always stay in that mindset. You're gonna always think like it ain't gonna happen for me.
Yeah, because I was listening to something somebody speak earlier, and the way we go a lot of times the way we go about stuff looking for evidence before we can get to manifestation is kind of backwards because you're trying to change an effect with an effect. That's never going to change anything. You got to change the cause for the effect to happen. So you got to change the mindset. You got to change the subconscious, and it's like, how do you do that? You got to believe that you. It's all emotions. The subconscious run on emotions, basically on everything.
It
So
is.
if
It's
you can,
it's it's what you feel like, and like, but that's the thing. It's what you feel. But I think that a lot of people have problems. Like, I'm gonna say people of color. Okay, I don't really think that a lot of people that's not people of color have this problem. And I think like people of color, we've been traumatized on this level of like, like, is it really going to happen? Because we
yeah,
seen the past, and like I do believe in generational curses and stuff like that.
yeah, generation
So
trauma. Mhm.
yeah, so it's kind of like, it's, you could say, I think it's, and I think we're gonna get there. I am not a therapist. IJ is not a therapist. Well, he may be more of a therapist than me. I am not a therapist, but I have to put that out there. But I can be giving y'all some good like insight. I'm not a therapist. I just like psychology, but it's like you kind of got to think about like like healing. And I think like and that's the thing too. I am. If I had to admit, I am I'm triggered. I'm triggered a lot through like my past and my traumas, but I feel like I still know how to manifest. But I feel like the difference between when I was saying when I was younger, I was able to manifest things a lot quicker. It's like I experienced more in my 30s than I experienced in my 20s, and so now I'm like, I have to get over the what if it don't happen, because you do have fails or whatever, and so I be like, what if it didn't happen? You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's my biggest thing is like I've experienced more life than when I was younger, and so now I'm trying to like put out like what if it didn't happen, and it's if I am manifesting something and I don't know I'm manifesting, and I think that's what the secret is kind of like trying to tell you to
Mhm.
do on a CBT level. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's reprogram your brain on that level, but I think that you know, I think I'm on that level. I don't know. Did you feel like you had a hard time like overcoming like that what if it don't happen energy?
Oh yeah, of course. And that's why even, the Bible, it tells you to go and as a little child and stuff. It's not for the reason people think. It's because kids don't know what is and what's not possible. They just want to do something and they do it. And it's like the same thing. We got to approach stuff from a perspective. We got to lose all of the preconceived ideas. So, um, how much education it takes to do something, or we have an idea of, how things are supposed to work. But, even with the food card and stuff, I was just thinking about this earlier today. The food don't know how things are supposed to go. They just want to do something. And if, we approach manifestation from an idea of that, I just want this to happen. I don't necessarily know how it's going to happen. I don't know how things are quote unquote supposed to work. So I just want things to work. And if you approach things that way, we can manifest a lot quicker because we're not telling the universe how things are supposed to happen, if that makes any sense.
I think that it all comes. Yeah, I think it all comes in like that room to grow, right? So I do think that okay, I was raised up in a Christian household, so I am like and my when my first part of my spiritual growth in my early 20s, probably before that, I like to read, and so that's one thing. That's why I'm bringing the club on this thing. I like to read. And one book I remember my mom had and I read was about this doctor, and I'm gonna have to ask my mom about it, the name of the book. But it was about this doctor, and he basically went to Africa or whatever, and he was like starting from scratch. He didn't really have no money. He just like he went on like on faith, right? And so he like, I know I wanted to help people out here. I knew I had the degree to help people out here, but he didn't have like nothing. Like he had like the little money he had, it wasn't enough to like fund he could fund his living, but he couldn't really fund his like profession or whatever. And so I remember he was like, he had asked God, should I like he asked God for a desk. He's like, God, I just need a desk so I can do this work, and I can actually see people and talk to them in a very humane era, right? And so area, and so he was like he just kept asking God for this desk. Ironically, he was like somebody gave him the most beat up desk that he can have, right? And then he went to God. He prayed. He was like, God, why would you let somebody give me? And I do believe in God. And he was like, God, why did you let somebody give me this beat up desk? And God was like, you wasn't specific. You just asked for a desk, and I gave you what you asked for. And I think that
Hmm.
in times like when you're trying to manifest, whatever you use, like if you use God, and I use God too. Um, you gotta be very specific. You gotta say, God, give me this desk that's brand new. I want a brand new desk. I want it brown, and I want it within this time frame. Because if you leave it by the luck of the draw, and God said, okay, I'm gonna bring you this desk within the time frame I want, because God doesn't know any time, and I'm going to, um, it's gonna be some desk that somebody giving away. It's like you manifest that. You can't say that you
Hmm.
didn't manifest that. So I think that understanding and learning how to be very specific on your manifestation helps as well too, because it's like you can say I want my partner back. I'm gonna use you and Diamond. Diamond want Ash. You want your boo. And so it's like you could say God give me my boo, but like would it really work if y'all had a long distance relationship? You gotta say, God, give me my boo where we live together or we live in the same state. We can spend time together all the time, because there is an obstacle of like y'all not being together. Or y'all not living
Hmm.
in two different areas, which causes more obstacles with people who have long distance relationship. Or Diamond could say, "Give me my boo," and you know, um, and we spend a lot of time together. They could spend a lot of time together, and he could still be married, right? So I think like being specific in your manifestation helps a lot as well, because you have to tell whoever you're pulling this from the sources, because each one of our sources can help us. It could be your
Yeah.
ancestors. It could be your Orishas or whatever god or goddesses you use. It could be the source God. It could be the universe. But you have to be specific. And the thing about it is, a lot of people I know too, like they waver on their like manifestation. I say it all the time. Do you really want this person or not? Because just because this is not working out or coming out the way that you want, are you gonna say I don't want this person, or are you gonna stay like or stand 10 toes down and say no, I want this person? Like I think that that matters when it comes
Yeah.
to manifesting.
Yeah. And I think that kind of goes back to what you said, kind of goes back to what we were just talking about earlier about as a child. Because kids want what they want when they want it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, then you got to get to that level of spec- being specific and just knowing that this is what you want and you don't know necessarily know how it's going to happen. But that this is what I want to do, you know, it happens. Like kids, like they have no idea what it takes to become a doctor. They have no idea what it takes to do this, that, the other. But they know for a fact that this is what I want to do, and you can't tell them they're not going to do it until life happens, and other people gets their thoughts into their heads, and that makes it harder for them to kind of do what they want to do. But as a kid, you know exactly what you want to do. You know exactly what kind of car you want. You know exactly, and nobody can shake your mind about that. So it's kind of being specific and realizing that, as you mentioned, in the spirit world, time doesn't work the same way. So in the spirit world, it can be instant in that, and then to us, it might take a little bit of time, but you know, it's always happening now.
Yeah, it's almost like in a way you got to be selfish about what you want. It's like sometimes we want to. I've heard um, this 1,000 times. People be like, and I'm just gonna use love because I feel like love is the hardest thing to manifest, but the easiest thing as well. You get what I'm saying? The reason, like, of all the things that you manifest, like you can manifest money, you can manifest like a new car, but because it's not taking any, you're not trying to change anybody else's mindset. You're just trying to manifest that. When it comes to love, it's harder because you're like, oh my gosh, what if what if they want this, or what if they want that? And it's kind of like, in a way, you have to do it like a twofold thing. You have to be like, I'm gonna trust God, or I'm gonna trust the universe that this is what's gonna be in my best interest, because like it's only gonna come in your best interest, right? And then the next thing is like, I gotta be television. Like I gotta be selfish. It's like, if they manifesting, like if you're manifesting your dream partner and they manifesting against you, then it may not be meant for it to happen, right? But if you manifest it and you draw that person in, you can't be like you and the Capricorn. If you manifest in the Capricorn and she comes in and it works out all in your favor, you can't be scared and be like, well, did I do the right thing? Or is this really what you want? No, because it's all about free will, and she was open to that. You may not realize that person is open to it, but it's all about free will. Now, I don't think about, y'all know I don't do like binding or nobody, that nothing else, but
Mhm.
like just the mindset of like manifesting somebody. It's like you gotta have to, like that's the hardest thing to manifest, and you gotta kind of have to have that open mindset, like, yeah, I'm bringing in this person, and as I'm bringing in this person, I know that it's for our best will. It's not just for one person. And I think love is, like I said, love is the hardest thing. I've manifested love before, because y'all know I'm not with nobody. I have manifested love before, but the easiest thing is I can say to my spiritual team, I need $5,000 by tomorrow. I bet by tomorrow I have $5,000 in my bank account. But if I say, Spirit, send me a man by at my door tomorrow, I'm gonna be. It's gonna take me longer because I'm gonna be like, I'm thinking like, did that man really want me? Did I, when I meet him, did he want me? Is this really the man? You get what I'm saying? But when you like, I think like being very specific. I think people are scared to say, just like take control over their life and demand stuff. I think that there is free will. I wouldn't do anything that would be against free will, but I think that once you manifest it, even a person, you gotta recognize that that's the person that you manifested, and no need to run away from it.
I think also, I think that sometimes people got conditioned by the idea that you shouldn't be selfish about the things that you want, and that only bad people want, quote unquote, bad people want this, and that's why stuff works out for people. Like, you can look at total assholes like Steve Jobs and whatnot, because whatever good stuff he did, people say he was an asshole, but he was able to be creative and really make a whole lot of money by being that way. So it's like you don't people shy away from being I won't quite say demanding, but knowing exactly what they want and asking for what they want because
People
we've
are
been
afraid to demand what they want. Even like they can demand everything else, but if it's a person, you know what I'm saying? They be afraid. Like, Ye may not be on here, but if Ye said, "Oh my gosh, I want my Virgo to hit me up tomorrow, and I want him to talk about this good love," I think that if she got what she wants, she's afraid that it will fail her. You get what I'm saying? Like, and she know it's all love, but it's like being a like you think that you don't deserve it, and that's why it's like that's we're gonna work through that. We're gonna work through that, but like it's like being able to recognize that you deserve good, and if that's a part of God's will, like it's nothing wrong with calling it in. Like my grandma used to tell me all the time, it's no harm in asking. The worst that they can say is no. I used to be afraid to ask people stuff, and she used to tell me all the time, there's no harm in asking. Just ask. If they say no, that's the worst they can say. Just move on. But at least you ask for it and you know that you got the no. You can ask
Absolutely.
somebody to be with you. If they say no, that's the worst they can say. That means that God has something better for you.
That's true.
I mean, like, it's like we can say, like, you can say, oh my gosh, I got this girl and she gonna be me and her gonna be doing this and that. But it's like if you're afraid to step over those lines and like, and cross that line with her and say, yeah, like telling her like, you my girl, blah blah blah. It's like you may be missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime because I know that I am a type of person. If a man did not tell me that that's what his intentions are, I will friend zone you because I'm a friend zone you until the right man or to a man that I like tells me that that's what his intentions are, and then I'm gonna pay you attention. Because other than that, I'm thinking like you just trying to be my friend. Like that's all you want. We don't want nothing else. You get what I'm saying? But if you tell me that you want more, then in my mind I'm like I have even if I'm not ready for that at that moment, I gotta start positioning my mind like, oh, he want more. Okay. Can I see myself with this person? Can I start fantasizing? Because fantasizing is all about like manifestation too. Like, can I start fantasizing myself with this person? You know, am I open to it? Do I feel like he can love me right? But if you just like we just talking on the phone, because I've had dudes do me like that. We just talking on the phone and you never say your intentions. Then I'm just thinking you want to be my friend. I remember this one guy. It took him 5 years, a whole 5 years to say I want to be with you. He was like I thought that you knew that everything I was doing for you I wanted to be with you. I said no, I thought that you really wanted to be my friend because you never really crossed that line. You never said that I wanted to be in a relationship with you. You always just made it seem like you wanted to be a close friend with me, and you know what I'm saying. So it's like you gotta shoot your shot and ask for what you want because people don't know what you're thinking.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm just saying.
No, you speak
like,
back.
I'm like for me, like I'm not really a chaser when it comes. I used to chase a little bit, but I don't. Okay, so I'm not really a chaser in relationships. Like I really play people to the left until you give me a reason to play to the right. And so like if you're not saying it, then I'm gonna be like, okay, that's what he want. He want to be my friend, and that's the same thing with like females. It's like if the female is not saying that that's what she want, and y'all are just on the phone, like just talking, it's just like, shit. The dude gonna think that you ain't trying to be their friend. I mean, you just trying to be their friend. You're not trying to be nothing serious. So you got to be careful with like the intentions, and that's what my grandma used to always tell me. The worst thing somebody can ever tell you was no. I promise you, just within the last 5 years, I've been standing on there like, okay, the worst thing you gonna tell me is no. Before that, I was too shy. I wouldn't ask nobody nothing. I was too shy. Like, what? I would be like, they give me the wrong order at the store. I'd be like, oh well, whatever. But now I'm like, I'm gonna say something because the worst thing you can tell me is no. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the worst thing. She said, I know I deserve the best, but I get afraid to be let down again by the same person. That's why you gotta stand on what you want. That's why you should call in, Diamond. You gotta stand on what you want. Like that's what we talking about is manifestation. Like you gotta stand on what you want, and it's just like to open up that thought process. Like you deserve the life that you want, and all you have to do is just trust and ask God to open up those doors because you deserve the life that you want, and you're gonna get those things back to you. So let me see. Do you have any like favorite songs that you listen to for manifesting, IJ?
Hmm. I don't really have any songs in particular that I listen to. Well, there was a song a couple of years ago that it's an old school song. Jackson 5, we're almost there, and it that kind of lets me know that that what I want is happening. Um, and I just sometimes I just listen to R&B, a lot of just a lot of R&B songs, really, to kind of get me in the mind frame of wanting love, running romance. Also, um, can't tell me nothing by Kanye. I wait till I get this money right. When I know when I have the money the way I want to, have the house and everything, it's like I'm be in a position where I know exactly what I want, who I am, and nobody really can tell me shit.
You know what? That's gonna be our next week. I mean, not next week. The week after next. Question is, what song do you want to hear to know that your manifestations are coming true? I want y'all to really think about that. Cause you just said that and made me think about it. Like you hear these songs that you know that things about to work out. I've never asked that question before. Like, what manifestation? I mean, what song I want to hear when I know? Like, I don't know. That's weird, but I want us to think about that. Like, what song do you want to hear to know that your manifestations are coming true, or is about to work out in your favor? Because I feel like we all spiritual people. We're all strong, and I think that, and the reason why I think this is because I think it's more than just tarot. I think tarot is a tool, but a lot of people get so caught up in it being an actual tool that they lose sight of like their intuition, and they lose sight of like how powerful they are. I used to say all the time, I don't say it so much now, but I think that if you're doing spiritual work, right? Spiritual work could be just thoughts, you manifesting. If you're doing spiritual work, you should ask, what's coming towards you next, and see if, like, what you're like, at least once a week, you know what I'm saying, so you know if what you're trying to manifest is coming towards you. Because I use tarot all day every day, like, I'm not gonna lie, I use tarot at least like 2 or 3 times a day. But I know, like, I've learned how to be like more careful with tarot, not careful, but I learned how to use tarot in my favor, where I'm like, what's coming towards me, or should I take, should I go this route, or if I go this route, what would happen? Because that's another thing that y'all are not using as a power. Not saying you, IJ, or anybody on here, but
Yeah,
um
yeah.
y'all are people are not using as a power, because sometimes we always want to know what's their feelings. And I told a lot of people a long time ago, stop saying that. Ask what's the good that's coming towards you. Be very specific of what you want to know, because you want to say. Sometimes you may say, "What's coming towards me in love?" Right? But what if some bad stuff is coming towards you in love, and then you get discouraged? I remember one time I did a reading with somebody, and it was on YouTube, and I said, quite often, because I have no shame. But I remember this person was giving me like the blues. The way she said her reading to me, it hurt my feelings. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm not that sensitive as a person. I'm sensitive because I do have a lot of cancer in me, unfortunately. But I have a lot of I do. I have a cancer move, so I'm emotional at times. And I'm a Leo. I feel like Leo people are emotional, but we can be like nonchalant at the same time. I usually be in my Leo energy where I'm nonchalant. So I was on there, and I promise you I ain't been back to her yet. Because she hurt my feelings too bad. I was in a funk for 24 hours, maybe even longer than that, because it was like her delivery, and it was like I was trying to see some good stuff. I was just trying to see like what I manifested was coming true, right? But then I realized that it was probably like I left it wide open, because I was like, what's coming towards me in love, or how this relationship gonna be with this guy, blah blah blah. And so I probably left it too wide open. And baby, she hurt my feelings, and I mean, like, I cried. I was like, oh my gosh, she had to serve it like that. It's like, damn, you could be a little nice about it. And because I be thinking about like people gonna do me like how I do everybody else. I'm like, I wouldn't even said it that way. I would have said it a different way. But everybody's not me. So, and that's why I be careful with how I give you a delivery, because of the fact that I know that if I tell you something's not going to work out in your favor, it's going to hurt your feelings. So I always try to ask my spiritual team to give me like something that you can do to change the situation or to get more of what you want. But anyway, this lady gave me that, and like I was like, oh my gosh, my feelings were hurt for like probably a week. I promise you, it probably was a week. And Leos are really not that emotional. Why you trying to be funny? Okay, because if you want to know my charts, I do have a lot of fire. I have a lot of Leo and I have a lot of Cancer, but I'm also a Libra ascendant. Okay, so I be
You're a
giving
Libra
y'all
rising too?
Libras,
Okay.
huh?
You're a Libra rising too? Okay.
Yeah.
I am one too, so yeah.
Oh really? I be
Yeah.
giving y'all Libras like I be giving y'all nonchalantness all the time. But I am a little nonchalant. People be saying that, but you know what? I'm like going in my history. My mother has made me nonchalant. My parents has made me nonchalant. My parents are so emotional. Like when it comes to each other, I was raised in a household that was like when it comes to their relationship together, that I have became so numb when it comes to other stuff. And I know that's probably not even my trait, but that's probably how I was raised. Because my mom's is a Cancer, I mean not Cancer. My mom's a Capricorn. My dad is a Sagittarius. When I tell you that they could be dramatic as they love each other, but they could be so dramatic that my life, like when they used to come to me about stuff, I used to be, it just made me nonchalant. Like, oh, okay, that's what they do. So I know that's probably not my traits. It's just my background
You know what?
or whatever.
Just kind of going back to what you were saying about the songs that manifest too. I just happened to look on Google just for what are just some songs that people manifest to, and it came up with some pretty good lists. Diamonds by Rihanna. It popped up the I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas. Um, what's that song? Good Feeling by Flo Rida. Good Life by One Republic. It's surprising how so many songs that, especially like the early 2000s, 2010, that era, a lot of people can use those songs to manifest too. And I just thought that was really interesting.
Oh yeah, send me the list so I can add it because I'm gonna add a playlist on the community tab. So
Oh,
if y'all
also
want,
that Bruno Mars song, Billionaire. I want to be a billionaire. He used to sing. That was a
oh
big one.
yeah, oh, that is a good one. Wanna be a billionaire? Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna write that one down. What I was about to say, but yeah, but anyway, yeah, I think that like sometimes I don't know. We're gonna work. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna work through so much stuff here. I'm so excited that we're doing this. I've been wanting to do this for so long, and it's like I finally got the nerve up to do that. Let's see. So, is there anything y'all want to talk about, like emotional wise or healing wise? Anything y'all want to, any topics y'all want to bring up? And I'm gonna write those down too. Diamond, Avant, Kiki Wyatt. But the girl, these are love songs. You gotta have to bring that to the love playlist. Anything bothering you, IJ? What's going on in your world?
Nothing, I wouldn't really say bother me. I'm trying to be careful about how I frame things now. Just not out of fear, but right now my thing is really positioning myself so that in 2025 I'm not in this I'm not in this area where this company is and doing this. It's not that it's bad, it's just I can feel myself not being there. And so I'm trying to position myself that so I can really be in the mode where I'm continuing working on myself so that I can build the life that I know I'm gonna want. Because I I want to have 7 streams of income because I know I'm going to be financially set. So I'm trying to position myself so I can do that. That's really where I'm. My mindset is now.
So, what do you plan on doing? I mean, you don't have to tell us like exactly, but how you plan on
I,
manifesting it? Since today is about manifestation.
oh, one of the things right now I'm trying to figure out Well, I'm manifesting, but I'm trying to figure out exactly how to work this e-commerce thing because I want to take another stab at doing some type of internet marketing, just trying to figure out how to make it work because I clearly see it's working for a lot of people. I know I was okay with it before, but I never really gave it the fair shot that I know I can. So that'll be one thing. Looking at doing investments, that's another thing. Probably writing a book, and that's another thing. But just trying to find different avenues just to get started. That's not really um, financially expensive upfront to do in order to get more money so I can do more on the back end.
You know what? I did this guy website, and you said this, and I'm gonna tell you this. I did this guy website from Cali. He was a psychologist, and his psychologist thing that he was doing was, um, you can steal it. Okay, I'm trying to tell you this so you can steal it. So it was, okay, he wanted to he had a program or ebook where he was trying to make black men open up more in relationships, right? So he had a 5 week program, and he had a course and all this other stuff, and he was trying to get into personal, like, or he wanted to get into speaking because he was getting to the point that he said he was tired of doing like counseling, but he wanted to do it in more of like a sociology based thing, like groups and stuff like that instead of doing individual counseling. So, like, something like that, I think, like, finding a niche in that manner would help you, like, because you do psychology. You don't actually have to be a therapist to actually use your psychology degree. So it's like, especially if you're writing a book, like, think about, like, I think, because I've been telling people this, like, finding something personal to you that's relatable to you, and then that's your audience. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you are a black man, like, maybe if you had struggled with love in the past, and now you're trying to find love, or or whatever you've been through, like, that is your niche. There's people like you just don't realize that there's people out there because you maybe not done you may not reach out, but maybe there's people who wants to reach out and be a part of what you have to offer.
Exactly.
You know. So she said, "Son is," but no, because like I have to sing out the guy if y'all want to know it, because that's what he's doing. Like, he's basically, he wrote an ebook, and then he was trying to do a course or whatever, and it was all about, like, getting black men to open up in love, because his philosophy was, basically, um what he felt like men didn't open up because they didn't feel comfortable in relationships. That was his thing. They didn't feel comfortable, like, they didn't feel safe, like, maybe they said one thing and then their partner didn't show them that, that they was safe to express themselves more, so men tend to, like, shut down instead of, like, keep trying to push somebody to accept, like, their emotions. And then it was like just kind of like showing you how to, like, walk through, or work through, like, that mindset. I thought it was a pretty cool concept, because I was like, I know a million guys, okay, that needs that. I feel like I'm probably the most understanding person they probably ever met. And when they met me, they probably, and that just on some friendship stuff, like, they probably like, I don't know how to handle her because she actually listens. But I think I like that concept. But I think that you should do something like that.
Actually, that's a really good concept. That reminds me of this guy who wrote a couple of books, Miles Golden. Sometimes you may see him on YouTube. Black dude, older black dude. Talks about business and religion
What's
a
his
lot.
last name?
I think Golden, Miles,
Golden. Okay.
Myles. But yeah, he wrote a book. He Trash Man, the Cash Man, and he talks about these type of principles where You write a book, or you write something that's personal to you, and um, you work on solving people's problems. How the way to get rich is like basically solving people's problems. And if you can know
Mhm.
how to solve, the better you know how to solve people's problems and make it look effortless, but still um, in a way that's unique to you, but still solvable, you can make a lot of money really, really quickly. And that's the goal, to make a lot of money really quickly. And it's really help a lot of people's problems.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I think like when it's relatable to you, like that's when you're able to like be more passionate about it. Like I I mean, that's how I even have this tarot channel. That's how I'm even doing this Sunday service thing because I'm just trying to make it relatable for me. I know, like when I was trying to, even now, like it's things that I be looking up and want to get more into, but I don't know where to start. You know, and so, but now it's like I'm figuring out. Okay, this is where I start. This is where I go with this. So I think that that's important too. Like it's like just trying to figure out where you go, where you start. Do anybody else want to um mention anything? I want anybody else got some healing or something they want to um let out. This is what this is about. This is what this is about. We know Diamond always got something. Let me
My
see.
bad. It's not Miles, it's Myron. Myron. Myron Golden.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna write that down. So nobody else have anything they want to talk about? I think our new book after we finish reading The Secret, and we're gonna talk about The Secret one last time, the first Sunday of December. But our new book that we're gonna do is The Four Agreements. I just feel like that's just the perfect book to like read right after The Secret. I'm gonna do some content on The Secret, so we can all learn. It's not just like, okay, we read the book but we don't know what to talk about. Or anybody want to mention anything that from The Secret that they felt like that was useful? Did you find anything? What did you find useful, IJ?
I just found it really helpful because it explained well, some stuff I used to do as a kid that you don't really realize that imagination and just emotion runs everything. And so being able to tap back into the stuff that you did naturally as a child, it kind of makes things make sense in a way now as an adult as far as how you're able to do stuff the way you used to do as a kid. Like you wanted to do something like, say, for example, I wanted to learn how to ride a bike. I didn't have any training wheels and stuff on my bike, but I just knew for a fact I was going to do it. And then I taught myself to do it in a day, and I was able to do it. So it's like learning how to tap back into the stuff that you naturally did as a child. And I think that that was very important for me. And like I said, in the chat earlier, that somebody that I know who is really successful for a period of about maybe, I think she said 3 to 5 years before, she consistently listened to The Secret and really applied those techniques before she became got her first million. So it's the same thing. It's like you learning how to I'm learning how to and to tap and back into that so I can find avenues in which I can be financially successful.
Yes, I mean, and that's what that it's like. I feel like it's the beginning step of learning how to reprogram your mind to like not think negative things. Like this is my second time reading the book, so I already had it in my Audible thing. But like listen to it a second time around, it's like, oh, okay. I think I read three of those books, but I feel like, us being able to talk about it and discuss it is like it opens my mind up of what I may have missed because everybody learned something different or heard or read something different in the
Hmm.
book. So I
Yeah,
do
she
like
said that
that.
she read the book, she listened to the audiobook and she watched the DVD. Not a DVD, but it was on Netflix for a little while. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but she was doing all those things and they kind of help click things. And like you were mentioning, is that we learn in different ways. So sometimes you may read the book, physical hard copy. You may catch something, you may listen to something, and listen to it, may catch something different that you didn't catch from reading the book. And then if you watch it, you may catch something else that you will just by watching it that you wouldn't catch from hearing it or reading it. So it all helps.
No, and that's so true, and that's why I wanted us to kind of like have this because I feel like we can learn from each other. But yeah, basically, I think I got an hour left of the book, hour and a half left of the book. But yeah, I think that it's making me think like subconsciously, like my that subconscious mindset of like I could say I do speak positive energy to myself all day, right? I state those gratitude statements, I do manifestation statements, but I do have I do think negative things, and that be my biggest challenge. And so reading that book, it makes me call that out and make me want to say something positive. I remember being in therapy. That's why I said this earlier. I remember being in therapy one time, and the lady was like, "Okay, if you say one negative thought, it's like you got to say 3 to 5 thoughts to counteract that negative thought. So you got to think about that." And I was like, "Okay," so it makes you like want to say, "Okay, let me just say one positive thought instead of saying all of these negative thoughts." And I think that it helps you like open up your mind in that manner, like you know, help you reprogram. And if you guys have not read the book, I recommend that you read the book. It's not a long book. Some of you guys, if you're into YouTube reading the book for you, it's plenty of people who reads it on reads for you on YouTube. I did post the book in the community tab if y'all want to purchase it from Amazon, but I think it's a really good book. So our next book, though, like I said, it's going to be The Four Agreements. It's a piggyback of that book, but it goes like the next step up. Um, and I'm gonna kick you off real quick. Hold on. All right. Also, make sure you guys, because we're wrapping up, make sure you guys shop at ltspiritual.com for all your spiritual need. Like, I do everything on my website. Like, whatever you need, I pretty much have it on there. If it's something that you need that you don't see, I will find it for you guys. And we need volunteers. Like, there's some topics, if you want to help me gather information or just help me with coming up with. You say you working on controlling your mind. Yeah, girl, you should. Like, this is what we're doing. We're gonna work through some problems like together. And think about this too. Like, you guys are the few that get readings often that are saying like, I want to better my lives and I want to change my mindset and I want to grow. And so I commend y'all on that too, because it's like y'all don't know how many people who email me with like different questions and stuff like that. But a lot of like I'm gonna try to cover a lot of stuff on here. Like if there is a question or a topic that y'all want to know, I'm gonna try to cover it on here. But I think that coming on here and like how long we been on here? An hour 43 minutes. Coming on here and like every other weekend or every other Sunday and like trying to work through some problems and having that support group. It's like you're taking your healing, your spirituality, and your growth to the next level here. Um, but yeah, I do need volunteers. So if y'all want to help, even y'all seen I had typos on here. So even if y'all want to help type up these this Canva document, feel free to reach out to me. Okay. So I'm gonna end this here. I do want to let you guys know that I did have a fantastic time. I do love you guys. I may come back on tonight, but it'll probably be back in like 30 minutes. Okay, if y'all want to be up that time of night. So, but I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to leave this on the replay so y'all can watch it.